Hi, hope you're having a great day. Welcome to Robyn's Roost. Say today we are working on a fun vintage feel Regal Reindeer card. And we've added some fun embossing and a bunch of die cutting, and I'm going to show you how I colored him. And let's just flip the camera and I'll show you how I did this card. So our card is going to start with a standard 8.5 by 5.5 piece of cherry cobbler scored at 4.25. And then our first layer on top of the card base is going to be embossed. First, you're going to use one of the decal rectangle dies, and it's about 3.5 by 5. And then you're going to run it through with the stripes embossing folder. So make sure you cut it first and then emboss it, or you'll flatten out your embossing. And I did want to mention this comes in a set of 2 folders. So there's the splatters and the stripes. And I got this as a gift from my upline, so I'd really like to thank Don Olszewski. I did not know how much I needed these until I had them. So they're just awesome for backgrounds, and I like that they're kind of smaller. So they do 3-inch strips. So just wanted to mention those. Might be something you want to add to your collection. And then I have taken circle dies, the layering circle dies, and cut out a I believe it's a 2.5-inch circle. So that will be our next layer. I've also gone ahead and stamped and die cut, and I actually stamped first and then die cut my Merry Christmas greeting from the Regal Reindeer. And this die is actually from the Heron die set. I just absolutely love these little hearts, and we're going to string our ribbon, our linen thread through there. I just think that's so cool that it's got the little hearts. Next, I'll show you how we how I colored my reindeer. So to color the bodies on the reindeer, I'm using 3 colors: the SU 500, the SU 100, and the light crumb cake. So I'm going to start with the 500, and I'm going to outline, like, go around all the outlines, anywhere that you want it darker. And remember, each deer is going to be different. So next I'm going to take my light crumb cake, which probably seems like a strange combination, but you don't always have to use, the light and dark of the same color. So experiment until you find a color that you like. Now, the more you color over the 2 colors, they'll blend together, and they'll also continue blending after you quit coloring. So don't get too concerned about it not looking blended. Give it a little while to they kind of like soak together. So you see there, I have my deer's body all done. Then I'm going to take the dark one, and this is the SU 100. And I'm going to give just a little dot on his eye. You just barely touch it. And then do his hooves. And his little, I don't know what, that dewclaw or whatever on the back. So there, all I have left now are his harness and his antlers. Now to finish coloring up the rest of the deer, we're going to start with a light Daffodil Delight. And I'm not doing any shading on the antlers. Now if you wanted, you could do 2 tones on the antlers as well, but they're so tiny that I'm just doing 1. Then we're going to do light cherry cobbler for the inside of the, not sure what you call this, saddle blanket. I don't care for the light real red. It looks more pinkish to me, so we're going to use the light cherry cobbler. And then we're going to finish off with the dark real red. And there is our Regal reindeer. Now that I have everything cut and colored, we can go ahead and assemble. So first of all, I'm going to string the twine, or I'm sorry, linen thread through the greeting label, because this is going to get glued onto here before I put it onto the base. So I don't need it to wrap all the way around. I just need a little bit on each edge to glue down behind it. So I'm just going to snip it off. And this is going to actually be popped up on dimensionals. So I will just stick a couple of dimensionals on here. And we'll go ahead and place these. Flip this upside down. And then we're going to grab our Stamp and Seal Plus, because it has a little bit extra stickum. And I like to use that for ribbon and stuff like that. And then just stick that down there. And as long as, well, it looks like maybe it should have been down a little further. So make sure you have it where you want it. This one too. Okay, so then once you have it where you want it, go ahead and add some more adhesive to your paper. And center it onto the card. And then our circle is going to get just directly onto the card, but our reindeer is going to be popped up. Now for my reindeer, I do want to cut some little skinny pieces to go down on his feet. So I just use the edge pieces. And then maybe one up here on his antler as well. It looks like I overshot here a little bit, so I'm just going to trim this a little bit before we put it on the card. And then I also decided to use these really pretty jingle bell embellishments. Aren't those gorgeous? And they're flat. So we will just add a glue dot on that. And it's going to be like part of his harness here. We'll just add it by the little, oh, what do you call that thing? Oh, I can't think of the name of it. So we have that. Now we just need to complete the inside. So for the inside of our card, I have a 1/4 inch strip. It's a scrap that I had decal cut on one side and it's straight on the other. And then I have a 5 by 3 3/4 piece of basic white that I am going to stamp the greeting on. So let's stamp first in case we screw up. And this greeting is from the Regal Reindeer. Wishing you a wonderful season filled with all the good things that warm your heart and lift your spirit. And I want to bring in my silicone mat because I have a feeling that this is a little bit narrower than our tape. And I wouldn't really need the plus for this, but I happen to have it out. So it'll be double stuck. You can just bend the extra tape back on itself because this is a little narrow. Might be better to use liquid glue on this so that you don't have to fight with the wide tape. Okay. And we're just going to go ahead and put this along the top. And adhere it to the inside of the card. So that kind of decorates the inside as well. And here's our finished card. So hope you enjoyed this. The Regal Reindeer can be purchased in a bundle with the dies that I used to cut out all these fun, well, I guess not all, the reindeer. There's also some other fun dies in there, and I will be sharing some more cards made with the other dies. So keep watching and you'll see some more fun stuff made with the Regal Reindeer. Hop on over to my store and get your own reindeer. Thanks for stopping by at the Roost.